All right, and we are back here on the GSMC football podcast. And for the final part of the show, we are now going to discuss the first game of Week 16, and that is between the New Orleans Saints and the LA Rams. So, both teams are coming in at 7-7. The Saints, they have won their last two games, defeating two bad teams, the Panthers and the Giants. They've actually outscored those opponents these last 2 weeks. 52-12. So, and they're 7-7. Right now the Bucs have the edge, but they are tied for the NFC South. Then you got the Rams, who have been playing really good football as of late. They have won 4 of their last 5 coming out of the bye week. In their last 4 games, they've put up 28-plus points. Coming off of a win against the Commanders, 28-20. They did lose that overtime thriller against the Ravens the week before that, 37-31. But they could have won that game, and they'd be 8-6 right now. But they have been playing really good football as of late. Matthew Stafford's been playing well. Cooper Kupp has started to get it going again. Really, ever since Kyron Williams has come back, this team has been it's been a different team. And earlier in the season, I didn't really look at this team as a team that could go anywhere, just because I don't know. I mean, the first game of the year against Seattle, they won on the road, and everyone's like, okay, maybe the Rams are back. And then they lost to the four. I mean, they kept it close against the Niners. Obviously, people complained about that backdoor cover they had where they kicked a field goal at the end of the game, which, yeah, that was a little weird. But yeah, I mean, when they got blown out against the Cowboys and then Stafford got hurt and missed the game against the Packers, I was like, I don't really know if this team's really gonna go anywhere. But Kyron Williams getting hurt, then he's come back, and that's made all the difference. I mean, they're averaging 38 points a game, pretty much. They look like a different team, and Stafford's getting protection. Yeah, I mean, this team should make the playoffs. Obviously a loss tonight. I mean, a loss tonight is huge for both teams. That really just hurts their odds of making the postseason. But a win tonight obviously changes it. So this game is big. This game is huge for both teams. For me personally, though, I mean, I'm leaning towards the Rams to win and cover, just because, again, I don't trust the Saints. I mean, listen, you played well against the Panthers and the Giants, but listen, the Rams, they've played Seattle during this stretch. They've played the Ravens. Listen, they almost beat the Ravens on the road, and I honestly didn't think they were going to have a chance in that game. They also beat the Browns, I know, with Joe Flacco, but, the Browns have a good defense. Yeah, I mean, listen, I just think they're a better team. And they got the Saints, they got the Giants after this, and then you got the 49ers. So, right now I'm looking at the Saints. The Rams are finishing at 9-8 on the season. And I think that should be enough to get you in. But, I mean, it also depends on what the 49ers decide to do. Like, maybe if they got the number 1 seed locked up, maybe they sit some guys, and that gives the Rams a better chance. Because the Rams have had problems playing in San Francisco the last couple of years. So let's kind of compare the two teams when it comes to the league rankings. So, passing yards per game, the Rams are 13th. The Saints are 15th. Rushing yards per game, the Rams are 11th. The Saints are 19th. And then points per game, the Rams are 9th. The Saints are 12th. Then on the defensive side of the ball, the Saints are 5th against the pass. Rams are 18th. The Rams are 14th against the run. Saints are 24th. And then points allowed, the Saints are actually 6th. And the Rams are 19th. So, listen, the 4 points is a lot, I think. But, I don't trust the Saints. I don't. And Derek Carr, he's had some problems turning the ball over this year. And I feel like that could definitely happen tonight. Chris Olave, who is questionable for this game, he's going to be back for this game, so that's huge. Obviously, you got Alvin Kamara, who's going to be heavily involved in the offense as well. Let's see, who else is on the injury report? Marshawn Lattimore, his expected return is Week 16. Is he going to play? Well, they're going to be missing one of their offensive tackles, the Saints, so that's big. And especially when you got that pass rush. Let's actually take a look. Is Marshawn Lattimore playing tonight? Let's see. Okay, so it says Michael. This is from 2 days ago. Michael Thomas and Marshawn Lattimore are likely to miss Thursday Night Football. Okay, well, yeah, because Michael Thomas is also on IR too, which it's unfortunate that he continues to just deal with injuries because he was one of the best receivers in the NFL at one point. With Drew Brees especially, but the last couple of years that really hasn't been the case because you can't stay on the field. But yeah, I mean, for me, I think the Rams win this game. I mean, I'm not going to be surprised if the Saints cover. I mean, especially because, listen, I'm the one taking the Rams, so it'll probably go the other way. But I just can't. I don't trust the Saints. I don't, and that's why like the last 2 weeks I took the Panthers and the Giants with the points, but I shouldn't have taken the Panthers because the Panthers can't score. It really is amazing how they can't score. And they still won. They won 9-7 on Sunday. I thought Tommy DeVito, would keep it close. The Giants' defense would play better, but that was not the case. But I could definitely see this game tonight being high scoring. A lot of playmakers on both sides. I think the Saints will probably struggle with with Kyren Williams running the football. Kyren Williams has been great. Like I said, since he's come back, been a great pick in Dynasty, one of my Dynasty leagues for sure, because I got him in the fourth round of the rookie draft. I've brought that up before. So, and you got Cooper Kupp starting to get it going again, so that's going to be tough to stop. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how this game goes. But I think it should be a decent Thursday night game. Should be better than what we saw last week. Yeah, no, I don't think we're going to see anything near that. But, I do like the Rams to win this game. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints cover, but I can't lean that way. But we'll see. Again, this loss would really hurt one of these teams. Now, for the Saints, I mean, you still have a path with the division because they do play the Bucs next week, and that's a huge game in Tampa. The Bucs already beat them, but if the Saints can make it even, that can improve their odds even with the loss. But yeah, I mean, the NFC as a conference has just been. I mean, this is one of the worst years I've ever seen with the NFC. It's just so top heavy. It's the 49ers and it's everybody else. That's really what it comes down to. Because now the Eagles, they started to, fall apart a little bit with their losing streak. I mean, the Lions, that they're coming off of that blowout win against the Broncos. That's the Lions that we're well, we shouldn't say accustomed, but what they were playing like this year. And you got the Cowboys. Again, the Cowboys are probably the second best team in the NFC, but again, it's just a wide gap. But then you got the Rams. The Rams, I think. I think they're better than both the Saints and Tampa. So I'd probably say they'd be like the fifth best team. They're top 5 team in the conference. Because if Cooper Kupp's starting to get it going. I mean, and last year the Rams dealt with a ton of injuries. So if anything close to what they had, that Super Bowl year, and especially because you look at what happened the Super Bowl year. I mean, Cooper Kupp had that amazing year. Leading in touchdowns, receptions, receiving yards. The Triple Crown. But the Rams, look at the running backs they had that year. You had Cam Akers, who came back from the Achilles. You had Darrell Henderson running the ball. Sony Michel. Kyron Williams is the season he's having, even with the time he's missed. I mean, he's better than all three of those running backs. And they actually brought back Darrell Henderson. And I think I think they brought back Sony Michel too, and then he retired. Correct me if I'm wrong on that this year. But yeah, Kyron Williams running the football the way he is, and now Cooper Kupp's starting to get it. I mean, this team is dangerous. This team is dangerous, and nobody's going to want to play them in the playoffs. I mean, it's possible that we could see Stafford going back to Detroit and playing the Lions in the playoffs. That would be unbelievable if that happens. I would love to see that game. I mean, the playoffs in general are going to be exciting because you really just have no idea, what's going to happen. And I mean, again, I'm hoping certain teams don't make it all the way, but I mean, it's going to be fun. Now, again, I agree with when I did, a topic on this. Tom Brady talking about football being mediocre. It's kind of mediocre because there's really not a lot of elite teams this year. It's really, I mean, it's you don't really know what to expect. So, we'll see what happens. But this game is huge tonight. I got the Rams winning. I'm going to say they win. I'm going to say they win by a touchdown at least. So I'd probably say, like 27-20, the final score. I think Kyron Williams has another big game. I think Stafford and Cooper Kupp, continue to, tear it up. On the Saints side of things, Chris Olave, Alvin Kamara. Hoping you guys have big games tonight because I need you this week. But we'll see. I mean, again, nothing surprises me. Anything can happen. I mean, this year, every week you see something and you're like, wow, well, that's the NFL for you. So, yeah, so I got the Rams winning. But let me know what you guys think. Who do you think is going to win tonight? Again, big game in the NFC. But I just want to remind you guys, tomorrow will be the doubleheader. So we got the baseball show at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And then the football show will be after that. Baseball show, got to think of other things, but of course, current news on free agency, things like that, trades that were made, Yamamoto update. Teams are starting to make some offers to him. So yeah, that'll be the show for tomorrow, and then of course with the football show, I mean it's just literally just going to be the pick show as we get into the holiday weekend. But yeah, so make sure to tune in tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Join me for the full. There'll be the half-hour intermission between the two shows, but make sure to tune in for both. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. The football show is going to be the pick show, obviously. But yeah, once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, big NFC matchup tonight. And yeah, with that is all the time that we have for today. Once again, I thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to look out for the shorts that'll be coming out throughout the day, and leave a comment on those. Again, I'll have the show broken up into the 4 segments posted at some point today, so make sure to look out for that. In case you missed anything. Of course, you can go back to the full live stream, which will be up. But in case you missed anything and you don't want to jump around, they'll be right there. But yeah, so that is all the time that we have for today. I thank you guys for watching. As always, I'm your host, Kenneth Gruenfelder, signing off from the GSMC Football Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day. Enjoy the game tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.